So now the government would like to present this. The government would like to, first of all, present some of the rebuttals to some of the arguments that have been presented by the opposition. First of all, previously the opposition have stated that, okay, first and foremost, I would like to address the most pressing argument here. The opposition have stated that Ranga and Christine should have a say. Now, I would like to take a moment to read out the motion. As Ranga, this house would break up with Christine. We are Ranga, so we are the ones deciding whether or not to break up. Yes, we should have a say. We are the one having a say. I would like to re-clarify that we are the one making the decision on whether or not to break up. We're not giving advice. We are Ranga. Next, the opposition also argued that, we are human beings. We are not computers. Religion is not a code that is not a code programmed into us that forces us to do something in life. Well, then we, the government, might argue that the law isn't a code. The law given by the Universal Law of Declaration of Human Rights isn't a code that forces us to do something either. But that doesn't mean I can just go out there and outright murder someone. The opposition also stated that that it's okay if they have problems in their relationship, if Christine and Ranga have problems in their relationship, because have you ever been in a normal relationship? Because they say that it's okay if they have problems because a normal relationship itself already has problems. Well then, if a normal relationship itself already has problems, how much more problems will a relationship between different religions have? They also say that the opposition also states that nowadays it is normal for someone to marry someone of a different religion. Now there are two fallacies here. The first fallacy is the very obvious fallacy of chronological snobbery. That they think that just because it is the thing most people do nowadays, it is fine for Ranga and Christine to do. The second fallacy here is, if I'm mistaken, ad populo. Just because most people do it nowadays and it is normal, does not mean that it is right for Christine and Ranga to continue their relationship. Next, the opposition argued that, Christine and Ranga aren't married yet, they're still in a relationship. Well now, I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship, but people don't just date others just for fun. This isn't some talk or joke where a 4-year-old comes up to another 4-year-old, I like you. No, people don't just date others for fun. When people date each other, they think in the long term. They think of a long-term relationship, one that would either end in marriage or breakup. You cannot just marry someone just for short term, just because you feel like it. You need to think long term. You must be thinking for the marriage at the end. Next, the opposition questions the government have previously stated that religion really affects how one makes a decision in life. For example, Christians view that people have the inherent urge to sin, whereas other religions view that it is not the inherent sin that causes people to do wrong. Now, the opposition questions, what exactly is the relation? Well, the thing is, this belief on whether or not sin is inherent or not will greatly affect the decisions that both Ranga and Christine make in life. Life is going to be hard for both Ranga and Christine if they were to continue their relationship, because their differences in religion will make the very basis of their life choices contradictory. One believes sin is inherent and one believes it isn't, for example. This will, of course, affect the decisions they make in life. If Ranga and Christine really cared for each other, they would break up to save all the trouble of being in a relationship with each other, because it will not work out between them. Next, they say, the opposition argues that, currently, Ranga and Christine still love each other. Now, I would like to reiterate what we have been arguing again and again. It is only romantic love. It is temporary love. The context previously stated that they are in a romantic relationship. Romantic love is only, according to a book written by C.S. Lewis, romantic love is only a temporary feeling of excitement, the thrill of being in love, not love itself. You might be in romantic love with an attractive girl now, but you probably wouldn't want to be in the next 30 years when she has Alzheimer's, has to spend the rest of her life in a hospital bed, and grows so fat she can't walk. The fact that Christine and Raya have fallen in love with each other does not provide a reason for them to get married. It does not provide a reason for them to continue their long-term relationship. Because a long-term relationship, including marriage, is a commitment to still care for each other, regardless of the conditions that make each other upset, regardless of the falling out of all the fights they have with each other. They might be in love now, but 20 years later, when they're bickering over how to educate their child or how to deal with each other's parents, will they still have that same thrill of romantic love? I think not. Next, you have to think not just of Christine and Raya themselves. You have to think of the collateral damage. Think of their parents. Think of their children. Think of how difficult it would be for Christine and Raya to maintain a family if they have different religions. How conflicted the children would feel in choosing their own religion, and how distressed the rest of your family would be. Even if Raya and Christine had romantic love for each other, even if they had romantic love towards each other, in continuing a relationship with absolutely no consideration for the consequences for others, if Raya and Christine were to continue the relationship with absolutely no consideration for their consequences towards others, that would not only be unwise, but outright selfish. Thank you.